What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Powerful Relationships. I'm Kyle. Thanks for being here. So first of all, if you need my help with anything, book a session with me. The reason I really want you to book sessions with me is because we can get you on track a lot faster. Okay? Instead of taking weeks upon weeks and then still not knowing if you're doing what you need to be doing correctly, especially through a breakup, let me know. I can help you. It's just a lot easier for me to narrow down exactly where you need to be. Okay, it's tough to do it all by yourself. You don't have to suffer alone. Just let me know. At least do email coaching with me. The thing about email coaching is once you pay once, I'll talk to you until you're blue. Until I'm blue in the face. I'll keep talking to you after that. All right. So I really want you guys to don't suffer. All right. We can get you on track and we can get you in the right place. Now this video's got to be a little bit shorter. The video that we're going to be doing, join the email list, by the way. All right. It's in the description below and obviously all the social media. The video that we're going to talk about today this is kind of like my video that I made yesterday, but she said that she needs space. She needs space. Women will tell you that they need space from you for a plethora of reasons. Okay. And it's an easy way for them just basically to say fuck off. They're not, women really don't want to hurt your feelings. They really don't want to hurt you. But if you don't, that's why men have to be a lot more aware of actions and body language and basically what's going on, really kind of reading in between the lines, right? So first of all, if somebody says that they want space from you, don't chase them. Okay. Now, chasing them is going to validate their decision. Chasing them is going to validate their decision to leave you. They're going to be like, oh, well, I made the right decision. This guy's not strong. Look at him. He's chasing me. Now, they won't say it like that, but you look pathetic. And if you start chasing and begging and pleading, you look like a bitch. Sorry, you just do. And to a lady, especially that knows her worth and knows her value and has options with men, she's going to look at you like you're a bitch. She's going to be like, wow, what the fuck am I doing with this guy? That's just how it works, man. And what way to further validate somebody's decision than to start chasing them and being, and like, oh, I'll change. Oh, I'll do this, or, oh, I'll do that. It doesn't work like that. People don't change their minds instantly about something as serious as feelings and relationship, feelings and love and stuff like that. You're not like a piece of clothing, right? That you can change and, oh, I like the blue one, not the red one. That's not how people's minds work when it comes to emotions and love and relationships. So no matter what you do, begging's not going to work. Okay. Now, when somebody says that they need space from you, what they do, even this works for ladies too. Okay. So when somebody says they need space from you, give them space. Back the fuck off. Back off. Be like, okay, you want space? I'll give you space. And say nothing. Start no contact. If they start reaching out to you, be like, I thought you needed space. Make them work for you back. Like, why would you totally go and be like, oh, you need some space, and start chasing them and start telling them how beautiful and wonderful they are because they're backing away from you, maybe choosing another guy over you, or maybe they just don't want to be around you anymore. Okay? Why would you want to chase somebody that doesn't want you? Like, I understand you have the fear of abandonment and fear of being alone, but they just took a shit all over your heart. Why the fuck would you want to go back? Go find somebody who doesn't want to be away from you. Okay? For somebody to get to the point where they want space from you, you had to have been fucking something up. Either over pursuing, over validating. Okay? What I mean by validation is when ladies need a lot of attention and validation and like, I love yous. Oh, you look beautiful today. Like if a girl goes and tries something on in front of you, she'll be like, how do I look? Oh man, these make me look fat. What do men always say? No, they don't. No, it doesn't. You look beautiful, right? It's because females tend to be low self-esteem creatures. That's why they ask you for your opinion of them, a validation. That they're trying to get validation from you that they're awesome. Okay, men don't need this shit. And I'm not saying it's a weaker thing, all right? I'm just saying that that's how women are. And they don't need it from every man. They need it from the man that they're interested in and that they are choosing to love, okay? If my girlfriend, here's an example, all right? If I told my girlfriend all the time, oh no, you look ugly as fuck in that, it's gonna hurt her feelings, okay? It's gonna make her feel like shit. Or if I don't validate her at all, you know, physically, or make her feel beautiful in all the ways that she needs to feel, right? Then obviously that's not going to work out in our relationship. So it needs to happen one way or another. And then how to get this is how to get a girl to chase you for the guys out there. If you over validate and over pursue, she's going to get turned off by you, and she's gonna be like, look, like, okay, I get how you feel about me. Okay. Then there's going to be a man out there. This is why girls like the bad boys. There's going to be a man out there who don't validate. They'll be like, oh, you know what? Like, you're not really that important to me. Girls chase those guys because they're hard to get. They have to work for them. They are more mysterious because they're not over professing their love. Okay. And this is where you need to get. You don't have to be a dick or a manipulative asshole. You just have to spoon feed things about you to her. Okay. She's going to be, and then the more interested she gets in you, the more validation she's going to want from you. And the thing is, the more you give it, you're going to lose how much you have to give. So the more you give it, she'll eventually, if you over give your validation, this is why you need to stay busy and stay the fuck off the phone. Because when you're busy, you don't have time to be validating your girlfriend all the fucking time. Think back to like the 50s, 40s and 50s when people were going 50s, 60s, 70s, before technology, okay, before phones. Men and people in relationships, husbands and wives, they used to go to work and not be around each other for hours and hours. He would go off to work at 8 in the morning, 7 in the morning, 6 in the morning, whatever, and not get back until 8, 9 o'clock. And then they talk to each other. He hasn't validated her all day, right? And this is why, and see what the problem is now, people spend so much time around each other and nobody's busy anymore. Okay. And they're constantly together, constantly talking to each other. You have your girlfriend or boyfriend in your pocket. Okay. Speaking of my girlfriend, they're constantly in your pocket and they're always like searching for validation from you, right? They're always like, hey, like, how are you? How did you sleep? And blah, blah, blah. Like, constantly talking to you, right? And then girls will say shit like, I feel ugly today, or I feel this today, or whatever. And then you're gonna be like, no, you don't. And that's the thing. Like, that's why you gotta stay the fuck off the phone. Set this precedent early in your relationship, because if you don't, then they're gonna constantly think that you're ignoring them and choosing to not talk to them. Okay. But if you're like, look, I'm busy, I don't like to talk on the phone while I'm busy doing stuff. End of discussion. I'll talk to you later at this time. Eventually they'll get used to that and they'll be like, okay, well, he's just going to get annoyed if I keep bugging him all the time. And that's a really hard precedent. That's hard to change, especially when you already have that tone set in your relationship, right? And this is so important. I want to make many videos like basically staying the fuck off the phone. Okay. So she only needs space from you because you're over validating and over pursuing her. And if you do that, because their attraction level is going to be at some point here, okay? Between here and then here. This is being the top. When they're this fucking attracted to you and pretty much whenever you fart, they love you, everything you do makes them wet, then they're going to start messaging you all the time, especially when you meet a new person. When they're totally in love with you, they're going to want your attention and validation all the fucking time, all the time. Okay? But when the attraction level's down here, see, and then say you over validate as a man and you're like, you're so beautiful, you're so beautiful, you're so beautiful. Oh my God, you're so sexy, you're so sexy. Wow, you look great all the time. And she's not even looking for it. And then she's like, I need space. You're smothering. You're clingy. You've probably heard this before, right? Right, fellas? You're too much. Whatever. The excuses are all over the board. But so where you always want to be is her chasing you, asking for validation, and you're like, and you can play it off in a charming, cool, sexy way. You can be like, she can be like, do you she can say something like, hey, I feel ugly today. Be like, nah, baby, you're beautiful, blah, blah, blah. Give her a little bit of validation, because especially if you're in a committed relationship, but don't overdo it, right? And then you can play something off like, oh, I feel like this today. And you'd be like, what do you mean? Play it off with a charming, like, little funny question. And then if you can play it off so you're not doing it so much. And then you can be like, hey, look, I'm busy. You can kind of like lead the conversation somewhere else. It takes a little bit of practice. I'm going to write a book on it, on all of this stuff, okay? But it takes some practice, because it can come out wrong if you do it wrong. So, like, you can start a conversation. So somebody could say something like, man, I'm now that I'm trying to think of it, I can't think of any fucking examples. But say she needs some validation. You could be like, hey, like, what do you mean? Ask the question back, right? And then, like, you could just now then steer that somewhere else very slowly. It's kind of like, don't brush it off. I do this to my girlfriend all the time. It's like she might feel like, no, you don't. And then you're like, why do you feel like that? And she'll be like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And then you'll be like, nah, that's not it. It's probably this. And they go over and like tickle her or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially if this is in person. Just get it off of her. And then now you didn't really do much to validate, because she knows that you never really answered the question, right? So I know that's a fucking horrible example, but in the situation, you'll see what I'm talking about, and you can play it off, especially the guys with confidence, right? So make sure that you always read her actions, especially when she said she needs space. When she says she needs space from you, it's because she's fucking sick of you. She's sick of your whatever. You might be somebody who says that you're going to do one thing and then don't, and then she's just tired of that bullshit. So, okay. When she says she needs space, back off, do your own thing, start working on your purpose, become busy, become productive, become that person that you've always wanted to be. Become the person you needed when you were young. Okay, that's a good one, because I'm not trying to diss anybody that helped, you know, my father and my parents, but it's like everybody needs a hero. Everyone needs somebody to look up to, and I look up to my father in certain ways, right? But it's almost like you want somebody to hold your hand through the hard parts of growing up, right? That's what your parents are for, and that's what my parents did. It's just it's always like you have an external hero, somebody that's like a comic book hero or something like that, okay? Become those people. Become the strong, centered, masculine if you're a dude, feminine if you're a lady, versions of yourselves. Become the peak versions of yourself, okay? Yourselves. Because when you get to that point, you don't have time to be validating your significant other all the time. And men are like this more. Men are like, oh, so you don't love me anymore? Oh, you sound like a fucking woman. What is wrong with you? Like, you men, the fucking masculine men out there, do you think Clint Eastwood needs fucking validation? There's so many dudes out there that need constant validation. Like, oh my God, you love me. Oh my God, you don't love me. Oh my God, I heard this the other day. This guy was just... I was gaming online with a couple of my boys, and the one guy got on the phone with his girlfriend, and you could hear the whole conversation, and you could tell that he is the feminine person in that relationship. You can so tell. Just like 2 minutes of that conversation, I wish I could record it and show you guys, but I wouldn't do that to him. But he's not really like a friend of mine, really. He's actually like a friend of my other friend, but and he just happened to join the party. We're playing For Honor, if you guys know what that game is. And anyway, and you could tell, wow, what's going on there is, and that's what's happening with a lot of guys these days. They're seeking validation. They're seeking, like what's the word I'm looking for? Approval-seeking behavior. Yeah, like you start acting in a way. It's like, oh, how do I look? Instead of getting on your own shit and working on that every day, who the fuck cares what people think of you? And if a woman doesn't treat you like the way that you think you should be treated, get the fuck rid of her. Get with another one. Don't stay with people who don't appreciate you. If somebody says they need space from you, like, it may be your fault, okay? In hindsight, usually you can figure that out. and you could really figure it out if you spoke to me, because I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm not going to be like, oh, you know what? It's totally her fault, huh? It's going to be me shitting on you because you're the one that's in the wrong, because you need that. I'm not going to be your fucking friend. I'm not going to be your fucking mom or dad. I'm going to say, look, you're fucking this part up here and you're doing this over here pretty well. So let's play your strengths and fucking work on your weaknesses a little bit here, because you need to stop acting like such a fucking bitch. Okay. Now, for the men out there, don't worry. It happens to the best of us, especially before you know all the shit that I know. It's not really fair for me to shit on you, but I am going to anyways. But it's out of love. It's not for me to make fun of you. It's because you were so brainwashed into thinking that the shit you watch on TV and the shit that you see in video games, anything that's like, you know, lovey-dovey and whatever, the way that they have the dynamics in those relationships are fucking backwards. And they're wrong. And this is why things are so fucked. People don't know why shit's so fucked up with men and women right now, but this is why. Because men are feminized. They're not fucking men anymore. And what do the ladies always say? What happened to all the good men? A good man, I should make a separate video on that topic. A good man. Yeah, I'm going to. But that's it for this video, guys, okay? Now, rewatch it. Watch this video at 2 times the speed. Pick up the information real quick, okay? She wants space because she's sick of your ass. You're probably over pursuing, and you're probably over validating her without her asking. You might be like, oh, you're so beautiful this morning. You're so this morning. You're so that this morning, without her even... I need to turn off my phone during videos. I apologize. So that's unprofessional. I don't like that. And I always do turn it off, but I forgot this time. If she's if she's asking for validation, play it off sometimes. Try to give it maybe say she asks 5 times, give it to her twice. You know what I'm saying? But if you're if you're one of those guys that wants to pump and dump and just fucking go from woman to woman, don't validate it ever, because she's going to be wondering why you're not validating her, and she's gonna be wondering why you're not approving of some of the things she's asking you or whatever. She's gonna be like, oh, you never do you think I look beautiful? Be like, I don't know. And people that the men that are like that, the ones that play it off the right way, it's kind of hard to explain when you do it, just kind of out of instinct, but it's how those guys are able to get women obsessed with them. Okay. I'm going to try to put that in a video in a more clear and concise way. And in my book, it'll be as clear as day on how to do that. But for the people that are in committed relationships, over-validating and over-pursuing is going to get her turned off as fuck, especially if you're not working on your mission, purpose, and passions, okay? Powerfulrelationships.co. Message me on Instagram, okay? Email me anytime you want, Kyle@powerfulrelationships.co. And book a session with me. We'll get you started, and we'll get you fucking rocking and rolling so you can get a plan, and I can hear your story and get you moving, okay?